So my buddy called me. He said the Vaseline fire starters work like a champ. He liked them a lot. Him and his kids made them, but he said they're just too messy for his liking. I don't know if about you, but like I told him, it's like, man, the last thing on my mind is when I'm in a situation where I need to make a fire, having Vaseline on my fingers is my last concern. But I get it. I understand. I prefer lighting everything with a ferro rod. This one's lit lots and lots of fires, and this is a good one. I've had this one for a long time, but some guys just don't work that way, which is fine. So here's a different idea for you. If you got the heebie-jeebies about stuff on your fingers, cotton rounds and candles. You can get 4 candles at the dollar store for $1. You can get 80 rounds, dollar store, $1. $2. You can make a whole mess of fire starters, okay? So I've got 3 candles melted in there, and I've already made some. And you just whip them rounds in there, like so, and just let them soak up that wax. Once they stop bubbling, you'll see the little air bubbles coming out of the side of them. Once they stop bubbling, they're done. I mean, you can leave them in as long as you want. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. But doing it like this one here didn't soak up half because the pan's tilted a little bit. Doing it like this, number one, they're waterproof then. And number two, they're gonna burn more like a candle. We're gonna burn one here in a second because I got a pre-made one. And I mean, they're really good. I don't like them during the summer months because you'll put them in a Ziploc bag and then they'll melt together if it gets too warm out. You're hiking around, they melt together, which is okay. You just rip off a piece and go to town. So here's one that's already made. Got some wax on my finger from that last one. One that's already made, super hard. And you just give it a crack, and it got all these tiny fibers. You can do it with a ferro rod, but it's a lot easier just to use a match on this one or a lighter. And then that thing just burns like a candle. And that will burn a long time for you to get your fire going, especially if you got some, I don't want to say wet, but moist tinder. This is the way to go on that kind of situation. I mean, there's pros and cons of both fire starters, but I rate this my second favorite fire starter. And it'll burn like this for a couple minutes, no problem. And then you still got this half that you can throw back in your pack for your next trip. So cool, man. So you got 2 fire starters. We're going to make some fire building videos here this weekend, hopefully. And show you how to make a little backpacking stove just with a can. So hopefully Elizabeth, my daughter, can be in the next one. So have a good night.